Ellie. Oh, you're touching it. Don't touch
Suki and Din production. Morning, Avrami. Good Erev Shabbos. Mazel tov tomorrow.
Getting the digital. As a shear.
Shkoyach. Oh, that I have. Not digital. All right. We need a clock. We are. We have a few clocks. We just have to go up there. Good morning, Rabbi Isai. It's a tremendous chus. It's an honor, actually, that one of our longtime listeners, a kavua, flew in from America at the risk of coronavirus, specifically to be with us for the Siyum. He's here today with us, from Official Catering in Baltimore. Tremendous chus. It just happens to be that today.
Nobody's going to be shaking his hand.
It's a coincidence because just in today's Gemara we have a similar story where people went from from Eretz Yisrael to Chutz La'aretz, and it gave a lot of kavod to Reb Chanina, I think it was. We'll see in the Gemara, but anyways, I thought it was a coincidence. Good morning. I have a 20-minute drive each way to work in Yerushalayim, so between both directions, I managed to listen to your full shir each day in the car. When I get home, I easily go through the daf inside, as it's now just chazara. Finally, I listen to the 8-minute summary. One thing to know for people like me who listen in the car. I have a friend who is a policeman who told me that having the YouTube screen visible to the driver is a moving violation, which can result in a court appearance and 4 points on your license. But well worth it, I add that. Well worth it. I'll take the tickets. Rabbi, I ignore this. I hope to see you at the Siyum next week. Shlomo Sanders, Har Nov. Beautiful. So the oilam is coming in. I think we kind of filled up already. We might have a spot or two, I don't know. Guess from who? One guess. David, that's right. It's the 8-minute daf surfboard in Malibu. All right. Thank you, David.
All right.
Here's an answer from Avram Weissfish. Just a small word.
People are flying into the same David is surfing across the ocean. Will be here soon.
All right. It says like this from our friend Rabbi Avram Weissfish. It's in Hebrew. Yeshikoyach that you mentioned the email in the shir. Number 1, yes, I'm an Israeli. Number 2, do we still listen? Of course we listen. You asked, do people listen to the shir in Manchester? Yes. I got a lot of regards from different people. You asked, whose life did it change? It changed both of our lives. My life, Shmuli, and mine. And you strengthened the kesher between us. Fine. You asked if this is Weissfish the Shoichet. Yes, this is Weissfish the Shoichet. It's very interesting because I met him once in Spain, 4 or 5 years ago. So I recognized him actually. So he was telling me, Moshe was telling me it's not him, it was him. So anyway, Shuv Pam Yeshakach Hatzum Schacha Harbe Mood. This is Rav Weissfish. He's a big Talmud Chacham. I remember him talking and learning and everything. And his kid in Manchester. Two of them. Here's the shir on the stender. All right, fine. Yeah, okay. We'll go right there. Is that for your son? I need something here. Fine, we'll figure it out. Almost the last daf of Berachos. This Motzei Shabbos. It's a long one. All right. We're holding daf Samach Aleph on Beis, I believe. Let me know. Yesterday was the wrong daf. No. Yeah, you're right. I'm off again. Samach Beis on Beis. I thought you were kidding with me. Lo yikonis Adam lahar habayis. How many lines, David? From the bottom? 12 lines from the bottom, just like yesterday. 12 lines from the bottom, Samach Beis on Beis. Lo yikonis Adam lahar habayis b'makloi. A person should not walk into Harabais with a stick and his money belt, and he shouldn't make it a kapandria. My kapandria? Omarava kapandria kishma. What's, you know the famous Maisa? What's mon? Mon tastes like tzapichas bidvash. And what's tzapichas bidvash taste like? Kids, you went around in a circle. What's kapandria? Kapandria. It means a shortcut. If you have to get to the other side of the Harabais, walk around. You don't walk directly through it. Rav Chana bar Adam Mishmeder Rav Sama Berei, the Rav Mori Omar, Kemando Omar Inish. Kapandria is two words. Ademakifna Adori. Together, it's kapandria. Ademakifna means until I go around. Adori means the rows of houses. Why should I go all the way around if I could just cut right through? You're not allowed to do that to the Beis Hamikdash, to the Harabais. Now we're talking about a shul. If you walk into a shul because you want to do some sort of mitzvah, not to make it a shortcut, let's say they built a shul. Let's say this building, let's say it was a shortcut to get to Gilo or something, and they built it right here. So people are allowed to open up the door, walk right through, and go to Gilo because we disturbed them. They already had a chazaka on that way. If you walk into a shul to daven, you're allowed to make it a shortcut. Now we just said if you're allowed to do it for a mitzvah, so you're allowed to anyway. So the Rif says it's a mitzvah to make it a kapandria. So the Rishonim that are take out the word mutter and they put in the word mitzvah, and that's the addition here. Shenemar, because it says in the Torah, when you walk in, if you're walking from the north, you must exit from the south. So just like in the Beis Hamikdash, it's not mutter to make a shortcut. You have to make a shortcut. So the Gemara is telling us that it's a mitzvah to make a shortcut in a shul if you went into the shul for davening. We learned in the Mishnah, Rekiko mikal v'chomer. You're not allowed to spit in the Beis Hamikdash. Kal v'chomer from what? From, we'll see. Omer Rav Bibi, Omer Rav Yeshua ben Levi, Kol haroikik b'har bayis b'zman hazeh. If you spit on Har Bayis in these days, there are people that go up to Har Bayis. Ki'ilu roikik b'vas einoi. It's as if you spit in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's eye. Shenemar v'hoyo einai v'libi shom kol hayomim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I will be there. My heart and my eye will be on Har Bayis forever, even after the Churban. Omar Rava, Rikiko bebeis hakneses shario. You're permitted to spit in a shul. This is not a shul, this is a Beis HaMedrash. Midi dahava aminol. Actually, what you're saying is very valid. I'm going to get to there in a second.
Nobody should be spitting.
It says you're allowed to. You have a different, Yaakov has a different pshat here. No? What are you saying?
It's nasty.
Okay, so I'm going to get there. If for you it's nasty, then you shouldn't. In those days, it wasn't nasty. Midi dahava aminol. Says Rava, I can prove it to you from a shoe. Ma aminol b'har bayis asur. Just like a shoe in Har Bayis is asur, but bebeis hakneses mutter. We walk into a shul with our shoes on. After kiko b'Har Bayis suda asur. Spitting is only asur on the Har Bayis. Bebeis hakneses shari. This proves Rava in the beginning of the Gemara. The first is havamina. I can learn from a shoe. If I'm allowed to walk into a shul with a shoe, so I'm allowed to spit in a shul. Rav Papa Rava, Vamri Raviner Rava. So they ask Rava, Vamri Rav Adi Bar Masan Rava. Adi Yolef Miminol Leilef Mikapandria. You're not allowed to make a shortcut. You're not allowed to make a shul a shortcut. So maybe you shouldn't be able to spit in a shul. There are two things. There's a shoe that you could wear in a shul, but you're not allowed to make a shortcut in a shul. So why are you comparing spitting to a shoe? Compare spitting to a shortcut. Amalei, Tana Yolef Mimino. The Tana uses a kal v'chomer spitting from a shoe about Amris Mikapandria, and you're asking me a question from a shortcut? Mai. This Sanya says in the Braisa, like what?
You know the Tanya?
I said the Sanya, yeah. The Sanya, it has to be the Sanya. Our mission doesn't say this, but it's the same words as our mission, just finishes off stronger. Not with your stick, walking stick, not with your shoes, and not with the money that is in your pouch. In our mission says a little different. And with some sack, like a knapsack, shouldn't make it a shortcut. It says specifically, where's the kavachomer of spitting? From shoes. So what are you asking me? Maybe you should learn spitting from a shortcut. There's no bizayon wearing a shoe. So, certainly spitting, which is a bizayon, it's nasty, like Yaakov said, so certainly you shouldn't be able to do it in a shul. I don't need to come on to this kavachomer. But we're going to remain with what we just learned. We have a rikika, a kavachomer from shoes. Spitting is much worse than wearing shoes. And if you can't wear your shoes in the Beis HaMikdash, you can't spit in the Beis HaMikdash. So I'm learning spitting from shoes. The Megillah. You can't come in to the palace with a sack. It's not the worst thing in the world to wear a sack. You don't go into the king's house with that. Spitting is disgusting. So notice that it is disgusting. The Gemara says it's disgusting for HaKadosh Baruch Hu spitting, even in those days. You're right. Rava says I have a different shot. We have two things to learn from. You can learn from shoes, you can learn it from a shortcut. So not Rava, Rav Papa was asking. Or one of those three that had a question on Rava. You should learn spitting from a shoe. Ask Rav Papa. I can learn spitting from shoes in the Beis HaMikdash, but I can learn spitting in a shul from a shortcut. Let's just go l'chumra. It's a shul. Let's treat it with kavod. By the way, yesterday when I was reading the Gemara in the night chair, it occurred to me. It says that it's also to talk in the bathroom. So I just made a kavachomer. If it's also to talk in the bathroom, certainly it's also to talk in shul. No? Not a good kavachomer. Okay. Everybody's looking at me, what? What? I know, but the bigger mazikin in shul when you talk. Wow. Different type of mazikin. It's such a shtus, you're not allowed to even say it.
That's not even
It's not even a shtus. It's not even a shtus. Oh. Says Chaim, oh, that's a shtus. Elam arava ki beisay my beisay kampandri kopet inish arakiko minole kopet inish. Says Rava, let's treat a shul like your own home. Ma beisay kampandri kopet inish. People don't want other people using their home as a shortcut. It's very annoying. Even sometimes their backyard, they don't like when you walk through. People don't care if you walk into their house with shoes or spit on their floor. Yaakov is laughing. So guess what? I saw today that I believe it's the Sharatzin. He says, but if you are a type of a person that cares about people spitting in your house, it's really awesome for you to spit in a shul. Could be.
No, people who have the minhag to spit
First of all,
on the
spit
floor during a Leil Shabbat.
Okay, so that the Mishnah says. Mishnah talks about it.
There's a lot of Lubavitches in the world.
Okay, so he says like this: they spit on the floor. They spit on the floor, but you're supposed to rub it in. So I think there's two things: there's the mius of the actual spit coming out of your mouth, and there's the act of spitting. I hear what you're saying. The act of spitting is, even if nothing comes out, just like.
I can't hear.
Right, exactly. If it was a dirt floor or a straw floor, he goes through all this. In our floor, you would have to, in the shuls, I think Lubavitch, they rub it in with their foot. Okay. They rub it in because that's the thing.
In New York City, Rabbi Goin said they had spittoons in the shuls in the old days.
It was a big thing to spit in those days. Okay.
Because they had guts just love like
Tobacco in their mouth.
Tobacco in the mouth.
Yeah.
That's a great habit.
During davening. Okay.
Choose tobacco during that.
So says Rava, let's use a house as our standard. And if you don't spit in your house, or if you do spit in your house and you wear shoes in your house, you could do so in shul, but since you don't use your house as a shortcut, you cannot use a shul as a shortcut. Therefore, also brought down, we always see these people, if you're going to use a shul as a shortcut, like even our shul over here where we daven, this other room, there's another door to the other road, and a lot of times people come right through, but they would sit down and say a pasuk. Because you could just say a pasuk or sit down is like Asher Yesh V'Secha kind of thing. So it's all brought down in halacha. It's kedai to say some Torah, do a mitzvah, and then you continue on. We learned in the Mishnah called Chaismei Berachos Sheba Migdash.
I saw Mishulch do that here yesterday.
In this one?
Here.
Yeah.
But there's no, what, he's gonna leave through the window?
Right.
I would tell you, wrong.
This is what they said in the Beis HaMikdash. Baruch Hashem Elikei Yisrael min ha'olam. And then after the Tzdukim came around, they added the red V'ad ha'olam. Where? In the bracha of Chayin Adas, in the bracha of Rifa'inu, Hashiveinu, every single bracha. Says the Gemara called Chaismei Berachos Sheba Migdash. He's getting nervous for Shabbos. He knows there's not going to be a lot of songs. He's trying to chaperine anything he can. He's desperate. Kol kach, I'm also very sad, Rabbi Isai. Mendy said he's very happy for Shabbos, and I am. It's different. It's going to be unbelievable, but it's just sad. It's like all these stories, all this geschmack. As somebody that prepares the dav was so cool. So I don't know. It's just gewaldig. I'm going to be so sad. But guess what? We're going to learn it again soon. In 7.5 years. Mina Olam. You look it up. You had to wait all the way to Daf Samach Gimel to correct me. Givaldik. Zok the Gemara. Don't worry, it's going to be Shabbos. You'll be on ball then. What? Baruch Hashem Elikei Yisrael Ad Ha'olam? Okay. Okay. So I'm good, sort of. Listen, I didn't print this today. This I stole from the Mishnah, so I guess I got it somewhere. Kolkach lama. What's going on here? Why are we saying all these words? In the Beis HaMikdash, instead of saying Amen, they said Baruch Shem Kvod Machuzi Le'olam Va'ed. So once you're saying Baruch Shem Kvod Machuzi Le'olam Va'ed, you might as well just add all these other words and make it look like this. Baruch Shem Elikei Yisrael min ha'olam v'ad ha'olam. Uminayin shein oinem Amen b'Hamikdash. Why don't we say Amen in the Beis HaMikdash? Shenemar Kumu Baruchus Hashem Elikeichem min ha'olam v'ad ha'olam. Here, by you, here it says before Shad ha'olam. V'oimer V'varchu Shem Chvoidecha Umeroimam al kol bracha Usehila every bracha Yochel kol habrachas kulam te'elam tihila achas. Maybe you say one time because it's long. Finish Mona Esrei, and at the end everybody will say Baruch Hashem Elikei Yisrael min ha'olam v'ad ha'olam. Says the Gemara, Tamaloimar, Umeroimam, Al Kol Bracha, Usihila. No. You say this lashon on every single bracha, Al Kol Bracha, Bracha, Ten Loi Tehila. Hiskinu Shia Adam Shoel B'Shloim Chavei. Remember, we had in the Mishnah that you could use Hashem's name when you say hello to your friend, and the Gemara and the Mishnah brought a few rayas over there, a few psukim. My Va'omer, what's the deal with all the psukim? Explains the Gemara, V'chitema Boyaz, Midaiti de Nafshei Komar. Maybe he was basing it on his own logic, and he said Hashem's name. Toshma. Hashem imcha gibar choil. The Malach tells Gideon, Hashem imcha. Hashem is with you. So you see, even a Malach used it. Maybe he said it in the name of Hashem. Hashem told him to say those words. No raya that I could use Hashem's name. Hashem sent a shliach called a Malach. Said, hey Malach, go say, hey, what's going on here? Somebody donated this? Yeah. Not levarech li'nishmas Avi David Guberman. Wow, that's a okay. Every cup. What happened to Psil Ches? What happened to like do the daf or what? Yossi. That's a good one. Yossi Rudensky, the biggest anti-Tchelas guy in the world, donated these cups. Is Yosef's joke? It's a joke. This is from Tzil Tchelas. Okay. Next time we're charging for this advertising. Okay, great. Yishkoyach. Toshma al tovuz zokno imecha. Al tovuz means don't embarrass Boyaz. Ki zokno imecha. Maybe you're not going to bring a ride from him. Ki zokno imecha. There are the skenim and we can rely on them. V'omer, eis lasois lashem, meferu Torah secha, it's brought in the Mishnah. There's a time and a place where sometimes you have to do something that seems wrong, like Rashi said, it looks wrong. Other times you even do something that's wrong in order to uphold Hashem's word. Omar Rava. Haikro. By the way, where's Levi? I got him a present. Where is it? I made you a card. Give it to him. He might need it if he uses a stone or something when he goes to the bathroom. Zog the Gemara. What?
Ooh, well played. Lady.
Wow. Wow.
Maybe Judah could compose a song with those words for you.
Rabbi Isai, I was told that there are 85 people in this room right now. It's an amazing accomplishment. We started off, I think day one, we were like 60, maybe 70, I don't even know. I didn't count. But to finish off Berachos, more people than we started, it's a tremendous accomplishment. What? Oh, the night cheers, that's why, that's right. It's Friday, Yishkoyach, yes, some night guys, not all of them. I see at least 3. Unbelievable. I don't know, the counting kids up there. There's 6 guys in the gallery. Beautiful. Turn it around, David. Show them the gallery. They want to see what it looks like. The other way, okay, fine. 10 minutes. Up, 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 up. There they are. The Tinoike Shabbos Rabbim that come to learn Shas. Rabbi Isai up there. Masechta Shabbos, yeah? You guys are learning? Shake your head. Who's coming from Masechta Shabbos? No? They don't know what I'm talking about. Nobody's committing. Look at that. Ari's committing, of course. Ari, that's his makam. You guys asked for from Ari? Fine. Zokti Gemara Omar Rava. Hi Kro. This pasuk of Isla Sois Hashem Efer Teresecha. If you recall, Rabbi just said the same thing the other day when it says Bitchu something about Bitachin and Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Over there it's slightly different. But he said the same idea. You could read this pasuk from beginning to end, and from end to the beginning. I have to say this story because I wanted to say it then the other day. I saw a beautiful story from Reb Pesach Kron. It says in the pasuk V'nasnu, and you can read V'nasnu backwards and forwards. And he said that there was 3 couples that went to Florida every single year for 15 years. Famous story, but it's kedai to say. And one year, the men were schmoozing or something, and one of the kids realized that his little brother wasn't there, and he instinctively ran to the pool, and he saw his brother floating face down in the pool. So he ran to get the men who were a couple flights up, and as he was going up, one of the men happened to be there, and he happened to be a Hatzalah guy. And he ran, he grabbed the kid, and he saved the kid. So at the Sudas Haidah, the father got up and said, you imagine that Ashgacha brought this. If we were still upstairs until the kid would go up all 4 flights, and we would come down all 4 flights, the kid would be dead. So the mother said, I want to add to the story. This Hatzalah guy called up my husband and said, we're not coming this year. We can't afford it. And my husband paid for 6 tickets. So sometimes you think you're giving somebody, but he ended up giving us. So something similar, Mereisha L'Seifa Midrash, V'nasnu, you can read it backwards and forwards. Mereisha L'Seifa Midrash, Meseifa L'Reisha Midrash. You could read Eis L'Seis L'Shem backwards. Mereisha L'Seifa Midrash, it's talking about a Rasha. A guy, not a Rasha, a guy that did an Aveira. Eis L'Seis L'Shem, sometimes you have to take things in your hand and give him a punishment, Matam, Mishum Efer Teresecha, because he broke the rules. If you break the rules, you get punished. Or, like we usually read it, Meseifa L'Reisha Midrash, why are we allowed to break the Torah sometimes? Like Be'eliyahu Navi. You have to break rules in order to make a Kiddush Hashem. Says Hillel, when everybody is gathering and they're not teaching Torah, Pazer, go out there and teach Torah. But when everybody's spreading Torah, Kanes. Use Anava then. There's a lot of people teaching, you don't need to run in there. And if you see that people love Torah, Pazer, then go out and teach. The person who will spread Torah, he won't lose anything. He'll gain. Right? Torah is not like other things that you give out, then you have less. You give, you have more. And if you're in a generation that they don't love Torah, Kanes. Don't go out there and spread Torah because people make fun of the Torah. It's a bizayon for the Torah. It's very sad. Shenemar Eis Lasois Lashem Heferu Torasecha. In other words, here we're using the pasuk. There's a mitzvah to teach Torah, but Eis Lasois Lashem, there's a time when you have to break the rule of teaching Torah. Why? Because that's the kiyum of Torah. If it's a bizayin, then you don't teach Torah, then you break the rule. Darish Bar Kapara. Zolas, if things are cheap, it's referring to Torah, kvaitz, kenei mina, go, grab whatever you can. In other words, if people are not learning Torah, it doesn't mean you shouldn't. You run and learn as much as you can. Ba'atar de les gvar, in a place where there's no men or man, tamon ave gvar, be a man, stand up, paskin, be a rav, omer abayish mamino, ba'atar de is gvar, in a place that there is a man already, there's another rav, tamon let have a gvar, then you shouldn't jump up and be another rav. Pshita, of course, there's already somebody in place. Even in a situation where they're both equal and maybe you could add something, let that guy take what he needs. Darish bar kapara. Eizihi parshuk tana shekol gufei Torah tluim ba. This Rabbi Isai, I think, if we didn't learn anything from Masechtas Berachos, just this coming line, it was worth it. B'chol Darish bar kapara. Where am I? I'm so excited about this. Small parsha that the entire Torah hangs by this. What does that mean? With all your ways, I have a beautiful chart here. I worked hard on this actually. If you look in the art scroll, you look in the Mesivta, I didn't see anything promising. There was no real good explanation. But if you look in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, he brings this pasuk in Siman Lamed Aleph. And he says like this, this is a yesod in life. We could drink coffee right now and enjoy the coffee. But we could take that coffee and turn it into a mitzvah just by thinking. By saying to yourself, I'm drinking this coffee so I have koyach now to learn. You could take a nap, you go to sleep at night and sleep 8 hours, geschmack. And you could turn that sleep into a mitzvah. All you have to do is think about it. Here. If you sleep, l'shem shamayim. Achila, l'shem shamayim. Parnasa, working, going to work. Don't think that you're doing a mundane thing. L'shem shamayim, I'm doing it so I could learn, so my kids could learn, so I could pay tuition. It changes the whole focus of life. Remember this, Rabbi Isai. Yeah. What? Mishabura has a beautiful piece about this. You're probably wondering how come there's no chart for this? There is. This is my last giveaway from Masechtas Berachos. Remember this. Here, get this out. Smile. It's a beautiful thing. It took me a lot of time. Don't look at me like.
It goes in the category of the golden dove approach, right in the golden dove.
It is?
Every soil is in the golden dove.
It is? Okay.
You have your soilus, right? You're giving your shkafa, this is in the golden dove.
It's not my shkafa, this is Gemara's shkafa. It's kol haTorah kulat learnba.
The golden dove.
Omar Rav, on the bottom there's another saying that I love. So I put it in there, no connection to this. But we're going to get there. Hillel likes it. Oh, at least I got it's great from a Hillel. I got this face like, You didn't like my art? Fine. This is, by the way, there was just this week, I put it in because I was walking by, I was going somewhere, and this 12-year-old looks at me and goes, Nerach, and what was the other? I don't even remember. Hanerach and Oroch, or whatever, because I had a cartoon, and this guy was in the cartoon. Nerach and Marich, thank you, Yisachar. And this is the guy. And a kid goes to me, Nerach and Marich, just a random kid. It was on this. Anyway, so I feel I'll throw him in there again. It was on the flyer, that's why. Yeah, that's how he knew it. Okay, you're right. He didn't know it from anywhere else. So, Daddy Kornbluth, Shalom Aleichem, we miss you already. Your dad is watching. Yeah, I know. We have to leave some time. We have to do a long daf on Shabbos. Omar Rava. Afilu lidvar lidvar aveiro. Even lidvar aveiro, always you should be thinking. I don't know. Dorish bar kapara. I don't know. Figure it out. This is the last thing. I'm leaving you something to figure it out.
No,
A person,
You're
yeah.
doing it there, but you're doing it as a mitzvah, right? That's what you're saying.
If you're, it could be it's going back to. Listen, the way I learned it, it goes back to. It goes back to what do you call it? It goes back. No, it goes back. Hello, Noam. You're not listening. Sometimes you have to do an avera because it's Eis Lasois Hashem.
He says it goes to Eliyahu Navi Harakam. That's what he says.
So that's that. Oh, Eliyahu Barakam was Eis Lasois Hashem and Ferit
But
Hashem.
it's really a mitzvah.
Always teach your son a livelihood that's clean. There's no gezel, the kala, and is easy. The Maharsha says, meaning that he could spend a lot of time learning Torah. The more time to learn Torah, the better. So, like if you have being a doctor, which gives you 0 time, versus I don't know, learning how to stitch.
Real estate.
You should teach a kid how to sew.
Learning real estate.
Mahi, Amrav Chizda, Machta the Talmiyusa. Real estate is kind of hard. It's not as easy as you think. It looks easy. Try to get into it. You'll see that you have to spend a lot of time.
It's terrible.
He says it's terrible.
A lot of people have a lot of time to learn.
Awful.
Maybe later on in life.
It's like spinning.
You know what? I think every single business in the world could be profitable and reverse. You could sell toilet paper and be a billionaire. You could do real estate and lose your pants. It all depends on Siyat Shmaya and how much you know, how much experience you have. V'chulu, v'chulu, v'chulu. Anyways.
That's what it says.
What?
in Mishnah Kedusha.
Straight lines of stitching. The kids is not going to get to today. But we don't have time, Rabbi Schoenberg. We have 14 minutes for everything. No? What? I know, but we gotta. We still have to. Yeah, no. Say quickly. Yeah. Yeah.
If you do embroidery on a jacket, you'll see straight away, it's very transparent, you can see straight away
Yeah.
whether it's straight or not.
Okay.
It's very visible, so there's nothing, no cover up, there's no ganavas, and it's low risk because it's embroidery, it's not stitched
Say there. Okay.
Not much can go wrong with it.
I got it. So you're saying that in the Kiva Kala you can see it straight out. It's very transparent, and that's why they taught that. A person shouldn't have a lot of guests in his house. What's wrong with having a lot of friends in your house? Eventually, you're going to have a fight with one of them. Especially if you bring them into your house. Sometimes like you let people in your house, like to learn in your place, you could get into a fight. You shouldn't let somebody be in charge of your house, a male. What are you looking at me now? If he wouldn't put Yosef in charge, then Eshes Potiphar wouldn't have that nisayon. Why is the parsha of Nazir refraining from wine next to the parsha of Saita? That if a husband tells his wife not to be mistater with Pliny, and she's misyached, and then they have to go to the kohen and do the whole thing. If you see a Saita that went all the way and she had to drink the water, the Mei Marim, why? Because what caused her to do it? Probably she overdrank. Talking about Purim, it's not a good thing to overdrink. So if a person sees that, he should. I saw a beautiful shot from the Na'is. Desha says that, what does it mean? So because she drank too much, I shouldn't drink? What is shaykhis? He says, yes. When you see something in your life, anything you see, it's a sign for you. That's what he says. You see her messing up, don't just... You're supposed to go see it. Oh, okay. That's what it says. Okay.
He won the lottery and lost all the money. I won't. I'll get it right.
When you see a car accident, you see something, it's not, oh, you just happen to see it. It's a sign for you. Do tshuva. It's a sign. Because Baruch is talking to you. What happened to them is them. But why were you there at that time? For you to take a lesson from it. It's not just so. It just didn't so happen. What's the connection between a Saita and Truma? Giving 10% of what you earn. You don't give it to the kohen. So if nitzrach lekohen, at the end you're going to have to come onto the kohen. He's going to have to do the whole procedure with the water and a saita. You don't want to mess up there. Just give your 10% and be happy. Shenemar v'ishes kadoshav lo yiyu In other words, he's keeping it for himself. Lo you, it remains in his pocket. Ish kisiste ishtoi. His wife went off and she had to drink the waters. And then he had to bring his wife to who? To that kohen that he ripped off and he didn't give 10% to. He's going to become, right, it goes backwards. He himself is going to need the meiser ani that you give on the 3rd and 6th year. He's going to have to come onto it. He's going to lose his money. So here it's very interesting, right? We had this a few times, even in the Simsechta. If Torah saves your life, and you don't learn Torah, that's your misa. Giving meiser aser b'shvil shetis asher. If you don't give it, then what happens? The reverse. Everything's the reverse. So you become poor. And then if you do give meiser, sav misasher. Shenemar ish asher yitin lakoyin lo yiyah mamin harbe. A person has a big tsar, and instead of complaining to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he says a bracha to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I understand why you did this to me. I deserve it. I need it. They double up his parnasa. Shenemar. V'yashakai b'tzorecha v'chesef toyafos is the lashon of doubled lach. R'shmuel ben Achmeni Omar parnasasim mo'ifefes like a tzipor. His parnasa flies after him like a bird. Shenemar v'chesef toyafos lach. You don't have to go after it; it'll come to you. Omer B'tavi, Omer B'yoshia, kol mirape atzmi b'divrei Torah. You let off. In other words, you used to learn 2 hours a day. Now you learn 1.5 hours a day. You're still learning, but you're taking it easier. Ein b'koyach lamid b'yom tzara. He won't have the strength to stand up, to bat stuff. Shenema is rapisa. You took it lightly. B'yom tzara, tsar koychecha. It's going to be narrow. You're not going to have a lot of koyach. Your koyach is going to be narrow. Omer b'amei b'armas l'mishmua b'afilu mitzvachas. You lay off a mitzvah. This one is not so much for me. Shenema is rapisa. It's rapisa b'kol makoyim. Omer Rav Safra. Unbelievable story. Rebbe Avo Abba Mishtoi Kishiyorat Chanino. Rebbe Avo said over. Kishiyor Chanino ben Achi Rabbi Yeshua Lagoylo. What does it say on the side? I didn't have a chance to. Somebody else, maybe. Chananya. Rabbi Chananya went down to Chutz La'aretz. He was the nephew of Rabbi Yeshua. Real quickly, because we didn't really. Here, not so important for today, but a month is 29 days, 12 hours, 44 minutes, and 3.3 seconds. In other words, a lunar year is 354 days, 8 hours, 48 minutes, and 40 seconds to be exact. And it's very important. The reason why I'm saying this 3.3 seconds, remember that. I didn't have time to say this. This is from the Ura video that came out 10 years ago. Beautiful video. If you have a chance, look it up on YouTube. A great video. Unbelievable production on Berachos Achama. So when we learned Tekufas Achama, I went through that again. Anyways, we said that sugi was according to Shmuel. I'm just bringing it out for an unbelievable point. According to Shmuel, and it's not going to get to our sugi really, just for the point because we have a lot of time. I'll go upon him. That sugi went according to Shmuel. This sugi, and then there's another man, the Omar called Rav Ada, that's mechulek on him. Why am I telling you this? Because look at the difference. He says that Kuf is 91 days, 7.5 hours, and he says it's 91 days, 7 hours. But 519 chalakim and 31 regoim. Talking about fractions of a second. What happens is that if after 19 years you do Ibra Chodesh, you add all these other shenis, look what happens. According to Rav Ada, after 19 years, the solar and the lunar equals 0 second difference. 0 second difference between a lunar. It's an unbelievable cheshbon. Because you add the 3.3 seconds after 19 years, you add 0, but according to Shmuel, you're off by 1.5 hours or something. It's not the end of the world. It's only 1.5 hours between a lunar and a solar year. But to be at 0, the only problem is that according to him, you don't have Kufas Hashanah. He's off. You'll never have that the sun just happens to be at the 6th hour on Wednesday evening. I just thought it was an amazing thing. The cheshbon that they made in those days. Every 19 years, that's why your English and Hebrew birthday come out on the same day. Beautiful.
Only according to Rav.
What does that have to do with our sugya? Nothing. Zakti Gemara. But he went there and he made other sheni on himself in Chutz La'aretz. So they sent 2 Talmidei Chachamim after him. Rabbi Yossi ben Kippur, ben Benoisha, Zechariah ben Kivutal. They sent 2 Talmidei Chachamim. One was the grandson of Zechariah. Kivin Shiroi, some Amar Lama Basam. Why did you come all the way from Eretz Yisrael to Chutz La'aretz? Amalai, Lumay Torah Banu, like Fishel, all the way to learn Torah. Hichraz Aleim. So he started saying, such a chashiv guy, he owns a catering company. And also, I love the G'dayli Hadarem. The G'dayli Hadar. Who's going to come to listen to my shir? Only G'dayli Hadar. I'm telling you, look, people come from all over the world to the shir. Zechariah ben Kvuta loimer habri pam korisi lefana b'sefer Daniel. His grandfather said, I used to read to the Kohen Gadol, so he shouldn't fall asleep on Yom Kippur night from Daniel. Make it interesting for him. So once they were in the door, and he already gave them askama that they doilad dar. So as soon as he said on something that's tamei, they said it's tar. Who I serve matir. The kitzer, everything he said, they said the opposite. These guys are fakers. Anoshim alolo shel shavim, shel toyuim. Don't believe a word they say. You built us up already. It's too late. We're doilad dar. Why are you saying everything the opposite? What business do you have to do that? Make a other sheni chutzlars. What about Rebbe Kiva? Nobody is greater than him in the entire world. I'm also the greatest. Not true. Those little kids, the little goats, Nasu to Yoshim, they became adults, Bali Karnaim, they have horns today. And they're the ones that told us to come to you. And they told us like this. Tell him. If he listens to us and takes it back, great. We put him in a cherem. We only have 5 minutes, plenty of time. Tell our brethren in Chutz La'aretz, if they listen to us, great. They should go up onto a mountain. A great person, should make a fake mizbeach. And they should play music. And everybody should deny HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We don't care about Hashem. When everybody started crying, Chas v'sholom. No, we accept HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why were they so strict with him? What's going on? Oh, this one, yeah, okay. Oh, but we have 4 minutes. I need a drink. You only do Ibra Chodesh in Yerushalayim. I understand that they can make a chumrah. When he says something's tar, they say, no, don't touch it, it's tamei. If he says that it's tamei, how in the world could they say it's tar? People are going to eat now. Thank you. They're allowed to do so in order that people shouldn't go after him. The Goyen explains that it's talking about something that they had a real svara and they would have paskined that it's tar anyways. Just you're not allowed to say that's tar because he said it's tamei. In that case, they said tar. They're not going to chas v'shalom say on something that's tamei, oh, eat it, just so that people shouldn't go out. They're not going to be matter a real tumah. Tana Rabbana. Kishenichlesu Rabbi Yisenu leKeren b'Yavna. When Chachamim went into Keren b'Yavna, why Keren b'Yavna? Because they were in rows like in the vineyard, rows that are miles long of Tamid Chachamim. But they had to sleep at people's houses. If you were at the beautiful engagement last night by the Rosenstein and the chefs, you would hear Hoyusham Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Nechemia, Rabbi Lezer, Ben Oisha, Rabbi Yossi Agli, Pasuk Kulam bechvoid achsanya v'darshu. What does the chvoid achsanya mean? Because they all had to be put up by people. They were in a new place called Yavna, so they had to sleep by people. So when you sleep by a person's house, you have to open up and say, L'kavod achsanya, let's talk about the beauty of a person that brings in guests. Pasuk Rabbi Yehuda, Rosh HaMedabrim b'chol makom. Rabbi Yehuda, as we're going to see, Ari, where is this? Shabbos, what daf? Lamed Gimel, Lamed Gimel, Lamed Beis. Why? Because it's talking about Reb Shimon Bar Yochai over there and Lag Ba'omer. Of course you remember. That's what? That's the easiest one, he says, from Simonim and Shas. But you saw how he did it. Shabbos is like this for him. It's a beautiful Masechta Rabbi Yisai. The Goyim, because he stuck up for the Goyim made him in charge of always speaking first. So wherever they went, Rabbi Yehuda always started first. Moshe took the oil and put it outside of the machne. It was, how far away was it? A few miles away. He calls a person that goes out 12 mil a person that seeks HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Wow, I'm thinking about Fischl again. A guy that comes from America. Me'ir le'ir. U'me-medina le-medina. That's considered a Mavakish Hashem, a person that seeks Hashem. Rabbi said we're starting Masechet Shabbos Sunday morning. Go out, buy your Gemaras. We're finishing tomorrow night. Shir is going to be at 8 o'clock, not 7:30. Maybe we have to do it at 7:30 because we have not that much left. I'll go upon him. Big Siyum, 7:30, in base Tefillah. If you reserved, great. If you didn't reserve, too late. V'diba Hashem al-Moshe upon him. Well, maybe Noam Fix will make an exemption. V'diba Hashem el-Moshe upon him, Rabbi Yitzchak, Omer le'akadosh baruch hu le-Moshe, Moshe, ani va'ato nazbir upon him ba'alacha. Amazing, according to this. Upon him, Corona. Upon him, Mendy's not coming. There's exercise. I reserved. You can have my seat. I'll stand for you. I'll stand.
No, we gotta
Yaakov is gone. He's
That's it?
You can come. That's it. You're all out.
That's it. It's gonna be a spinning.
No last. Rabbi said, "What is this? We're really filled up. Where were you? You're in trouble."
Stand in the corner.
I'm going to have to speak to Rabbi Ben Zaken and explain to him what's going on here. He has tinus again about Yaakov. Zok the Gemara. It says in the pasuk, "Panim al panim," but HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't speak to Moshe panim al panim. So what's going on here? It says the Gemara, "Ani v'atanaz b'panim halacha." It means b'sever panim yafos like. Let's talk and learning nicely to each other. Iked amri, kacham al HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe, kishem shani izbartecha panim, like I was nice to you, kachataz b'panim l'Yisrael, v'achzor l'moyim koymoy. HaKadosh Baruch Hu left Klal Yisrael. He's mad at them about the eagle. So Moshe figured, let me also put them in here. Let me get out of here. Says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, no, I was already moichel them. You be moichel them also. V'shov al ha'machaneh. Omer Ravo Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe achshav yoimru harav bekaz v'tamim bekaz. If everybody's angry at them, Yisrael matei aleim, they're going to commit suicide. What's going to happen? They're all by themselves. If you put back the oil, great. I'm going to put somebody else in charge. So Moshe Rabbeinu listen. Because Baruch Hu says something, it happens. In fact, he became the Misharis at the end. Have a wonderful Shabbos. See you, Motzi Shabbos.